Boris Johnson has been told he may have no option but to trigger Article 16 against the European Union, but has been warned to expect furious retaliation from Brussels that will likely lead to a bitter trade war. Last week, it was reported Prime Minister Boris Johnson was poised to overhaul the post-Brexit arrangements for Northern Ireland but was persuaded otherwise at the 11th hour by his Brexit minister Lord Frost. But the warning to deploy the so-called nuclear option was reportedly still issued to Ireland, and UK officials are understood to have made clear it is Mr Johnson, and not Lord Frost, who is in fact most in favour of triggering Article 16. The enforcement of Article 16 could spark another huge rift with the European Union, as it is the mechanism by which either side is able to suspend parts of the protocol if they believe it is causing huge economic or societal damage to the region. But the Prime Minister has been warned that while he may be left with little choice but to trigger Article 16, it could spark a furious backlash from the EU and have grave consequences for UK trade. Wyn Grant, political scientist and professor of politics at the University of Warwick, told Express.co.uk, the Prime Minister may feel that he has no alternative to triggering Article 16 to provoke a resolution of the situation. However, this would almost certainly lead to retaliation from the EU in terms of trade. It is very likely that the EU would impose tariffs on selected British exports. The alternative is to accept the EU's food and hygiene rules, but that would clash with the whole idea of taking back control. Professor Grant added the damage the protocol has inflicted on the flow of goods between Britain and Northern Ireland could have been anticipated by the UK government. But he warned both London and Brussels now find themselves boxed in, and the escalating situation will only get worse before it gets better. The politics expert said, "There is no doubt that the protocol is disrupting the flow of goods between Britain and Northern Ireland, although that could have been anticipated. Therefore its operation in practice needs to be modified. Although it might be easier to call it a clarification than a renegotiation, both sides are boxed in and it is likely to get worse before it gets better." Earlier this month, Lord Frost unveiled a number of proposals he hopes will ease problems caused by the protocol. They include being more lenient in its enforcement of customs checks, scrapping requirements for Northern Ireland goods to meet EU laws if they comply with British legislation, and agreeing to remove the European Court of Justice as the arbitrator of the protocol.